Hi everyone, it's me again. I hope you are also having a good week. Today I just wanted to talk about friendships. Yeah, I know that this is not a popular subject, but I wanted to talk about it anyways. I noticed that sometimes friendships do not give you the freedom to make your own decisions because sometimes you think about doing something new and then you share with your friend and the friend shoots it down like, no, this is not for you. Or maybe you want to go somewhere and the friend is like, no, this is not for you. So I just feel like sometimes you need to have your own decisions and make your own decisions. You need to sort of like the same way we fast from food, from social media, from TV, from etc. For myself, I also learned to fast from friends too, not because I don't want them in my life, but there's moments where I feel like I need to be on my own, have my own thoughts, make my own decisions, because most of the time sometimes you wake up and there's so many messages, there's so many phone calls, someone is just dumping all their stuff on you to resolve the issues. So if it happens maybe once in a while, that's okay, but when it's like every day, it's like someone is not emotionally capable of dealing or handling their own issues, or it just feels like I'm now becoming your therapist and I should like, it's not friendship, I should like be handling your issues or calm you down every day. Like it just brings the weight onto you. So yeah, some people we call friends, some of them are really for us and some of them are not really for us. So like someone else will be like, let's say for example you tell someone something important, you call them your friend, you tell them something very important, then the next thing they tell person A and person A tells person B shares with person C, and then person C now comes to you and says, oh, by the way, I heard this so and so said this about you, and you're like, what? Why would they do that? That was like an important issue in my life and I thought they were my friend, because if you share something with me, I'm not going around telling people about your stories. I'm not. If you share it with me, that's when it stops. I'm not going to go there and say, hey, so and so said this about you, and I'm not like that. So sometimes you just realize that some people some people are really for us, and then some people are not for us. Some people are very like manipulative, dominating and sort of like too controlling to be our friends. So you need wisdom in choosing these friends, and most of the time it's like people are stuck in this sort of like competition. It's like this competition with the people they call friends. They gossip about each other and still call each other friends. There's like no boundaries, and some people, you are available to them when they need you, but when you need them they are unavailable. It's like there's a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy, a lot of speaking negatively behind your back, and it's like no positivity whatsoever, none whatsoever. So for me, I've learned that I need to be more focused on God and let Him regulate my decisions, especially for the people that I need to choose to be in my life. And I'm still learning to stop oversharing, because oversharing is also an issue. Once you tell someone something, you never know where it's gonna end up, especially if it's like something that's important to you. So yeah, so sometimes I feel like people are always blocking where you're going and they are your friends. Then from time to time, I feel like sometimes you need to check people like who is really for me. And if it's not for you, I would say you recheck, you make the decision and be like, you know what, this friendship I should be careful, because some are just void fillers. When you look deep down into that friendship, they contribute nothing to your growth in life. The decision is yours, but in some cases, some people are still friends with some people because they grew up together or they went to school together, but there's no like they don't contribute anything of positive value into your life. So this is up to you, you know I'm not saying leave your friends. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying check who is around you, because most of the people you call friends are really not your friends. Some of them are just monitoring spirits. They're just trying to see what you're doing so that they can tell people like, oh, she's up to this, she's up to that, because I've also noticed that the friendships blocks out my individuality, the freedom to make my own decisions. I always talk about this, the freedom to make my own decisions, the creativity, and also listening to what God is saying to me, what God is talking to me about. Because if you have a friend, you share with them, right? So the minute you start to do that and they feel like, oh, this is not for you, they will be like, oh, this is not for you, but they don't know your conversations with God, right? So yeah, some people don't even like you. Your friends don't even like you. Some will talk to you in like passive aggressive statements and talk to you in a condescending manner, and it's not even funny, but most of the time people don't see it. Because you love them so much, so you don't see it. So I realized this is actually an issue, because someone recently was like so hurt about the friend, what was going on behind the scenes. So I just realized that it was just not me noticing all these things. And yeah, I still am not saying leave your friends. I'm just saying use the wisdom. Use the wisdom to recheck your friendships, to recheck the relationships of the people around you, and the people that call themselves your friends. Recheck that. I remember there was some time, it's a while ago, when was it? Maybe 7-8 years ago. Yeah, I went to Jerusalem, right? There's those trips that they do to Israel. So I went there, and when I came back, one of the friends was like, so okay, she was just asking too many questions, and Israel is like so expensive. I don't know, maybe it's because of a lot of tourists going there, so they sort of like price everything very high. So she's like, where did you stay? So I sent her the link of where I stayed. She's like, oh, you were able to afford that. I was like, wait, what? It was so weird. And so I was like, why would someone do that? Anyway, I even screenshotted and sent it to her so that she could be sure that's where I stayed. But still, it just sort of like, why would she say that to me? Like, I thought you were my friend. Why would you look down on me like that? And it's not also like a trip you just wake up and say, oh, I'm going there now. It's like it was a lot of behind the scenes of saving and saving and saving for me to be able to even afford the trip. So for me, I just felt like, oh, okay, this is what people do. So yeah, so later on I just realized that we just need to be careful around friends, the people that we call friends. Yeah, so this is what I wanted to talk about today. I'm going to give you another verse, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 12. Let me just find it. Actually, it's Ecclesiastes 7 verse 21 and 22. Yeah, it says, do not pay attention to every word people say, or you may hear your servant cursing you. For you know in your heart that many times you yourself have cursed others. So yeah, just be careful around people. You don't know what they say behind your back, especially the people you call friends. So every time I always say, just check, because most people are just void fillers. When you look deep down, they really contribute nothing to your growth in life. So yeah, just be careful, guys, out there with your friends. And yeah, the only friend that sticks closer than a brother is Jesus Christ. So most of the time when you are hurt and you're saying, oh, she did this to me or he did this to me, and it's your friends, sometimes you have to recheck. Maybe you've given them a position that they're not supposed to have in your life. So you always have to like give people their right positions in your life, have the inner court and the outer court. Who is in the inner court? Who is in the outer court? So yeah, use wisdom, guys, and all the best. God bless you.